Are you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Oh my goodness! What happened? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Roundtable. I'm Robert Bannon. It's Thursday. You're here. Look, it's like the equivalent of snow. It just went blank. But I'm here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Roundtable. My name is Robert Bannon. It's Thursday. It's our 125th Thursday together, which is kind of a lie because we really are at over, when you include the talks, almost 300 shows together. And I'm so excited that you're all here. Welcome to the Roundtable. I'm coming to you from beautiful Detroit, Michigan, right here, smack dab in the middle of the good old United States, this crazy old time we're all living in. And I'm so happy to share some love and fun and enjoyment with you all. Hi, Christine. Greetings, Robert and Roundtable family. Ready to be together for an entertaining Roundtable show? I hope so. My mother is here. Hi, Mom. Hi, Aunt Fran. Hi, family. So happy that you're all here. Chazz Palminteri, the legend that is Chazz Palminteri, is going to be with us by 7:30. Chazz Palminteri, Oscar nominee, wrote a Bronx Tale, superstar, TV, film, Broadway, a legend. And he's wearing a Michigan shirt, so hold on to your hat. My husband, my fiance, is here. Hi, babes. He's literally right in that door, like right over there. He's got me chained in this basement. No, I'm kidding. He's right around the corner. I'm so happy that you're all here, everybody. I'm grateful to be here with you, and I have a lot of things to say. Should we get started? So Chazz Palminteri is here, and all I keep thinking of is like Italian music. He's an Italian superstar. He is the most Italian actor since Marlon Brando. He's Chazz Palminteri. So, oh, he's upstairs. He's upstairs. He's not through the door. He's upstairs. So, Anastasia Renee, talk about jazz superstar, talk about singing superstar. We love you, Anastasia. She's such a supporter of the show, and we are so grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here. So I keep thinking of the Italian Chazz Palminteri. So I wore my Italians Do It Better shirt. Now, I didn't say what they do better. You are the ones that have the mind. This is from the Madonna tour, because if you remember Papa Don't Preach video, she wore an Italians Do It Better shirt. I love you, Anastasia Renee. I need to hear you singing live somewhere. Let's go, please. So I decided to wear it for the Chazz Palminteri. And I love this shirt because it makes me laugh. I'm so grateful that you're here. And if you ask me, Italians do everything better, because I'm a good old Italian boy. And Irish, but Italian. My mom, and Rosa DiMaglio. Let's talk about a hot take.
It's smoking.
So in the theme of the show, what is your favorite Italian food is the question of the week here on the hot take. What is your favorite Italian food? What do you like to eat at an Italian restaurante? So tell me, answer. You could be specific. You can tell me where. You can tell me what, but I want answers. I want answers. Look, yes, hello, Darius, Mama Rose, Marie, everyone that's here from Christine. My mom says you're too cute. Shh. Thanks, Mom. My mom is cute. She's a cutie. So let's get this show going. Let's talk about our weekend. Oh, before we get started, to my mans upstairs, today is 3 years ago. I got on a plane the day after my Adrian and John's wedding. Happy wedding anniversary, 3 years of John and Adrian's wedding. And I was booked to perform at Motor City Pride. And when I was booked at Motor City Pride, a man named Darius Wheeler was emailing my publicist, Angela Thomas, and booked me after seeing my music video for a song called I Think He Knew, which has become my signature song about a father and a son. And he liked the message and he liked the song, and he reached out to book me. And we made a deal and arrangements and got the contract signed, and he took such good care of me, and we would chat and be cute and chit chat with one another and have little comments, and he'd text me, and he sent a car service for me. And I went to Hart Plaza, where Motor City Pride is, with 50,000 people there to do my set. And this tall, handsome, kind, sweet man, way taller, so beautiful, came walking up to find me. And I remember him saying to me, "Can I take you out for dinner afterwards?" And he checked on me that whole entire time through the drag show, through my set of music. Always, no matter how much work he was doing, he bounced in to see me. We went for dinner, and sometimes you just walk for hours and hours, and life just kind of stands still. And then the twists and turns of our relationship and the timing and everything was not right until it was perfectly right. And now engaged, and a house and a move and a new life together later. I am so grateful that 3 years ago, this beautiful man randomly, through God, through faith, through intervention, taught me how to love, taught me that I deserve love, and took good care of me. We are now family, and we are partners, and we're going to get married, and the best is yet to come, and it's still coming. So here we are 3 years ago today, the first picture we ever took. And the next day he took me over to the Motown Mansion. There we are on the stairs of the Motown Mansion. And then here we are this week, as time has flown by, and somehow I became 40, and somehow he's not. And that makes me so mad. But I would move anywhere in this world to be with this man. He is a special man. So happy 3 years since I know you. And I'm so grateful, and thank God every day that I do. So let's get this show on the road, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages. It's the Week in Review. Hit the button. So please make sure you answer my question. What's your favorite Italian food? 3 years ago, your souls crossed paths. Love. Yes, it was. And, we didn't get together right from the go, but it is love at first sight. That man is the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my entire life. You got it, babes. And I know how much he loves me, and I know he feels exactly the same. I joke, but it's true. So this Week in Review, I was telling you that we had quite the week. Look at the puppy here in this house. Look at her. She's neighborhood watch. That is Diamond. And as you know, she's become a fixture on the show. So Diamond is neighborhood watch. So when you think we're not worried, then Diamond is our attack dog. And it says, oh, wait, I want to hear your answer. Hold on. Darius says Mama Rose was on board before. Robert was not ready for the Darius Wheeler Detroit extravaganza, but my mother was like, that man takes care of you. He shows effort. He is one that's going to take care of you. My mother was on it. I admit it. It was, yep, true. So there's we had Sunday dinner. Darius cooked for his nephews and his cousin. He cooked. I can't tell you what it is because I'm going to tell you my favorite Italian food. But he cooked, and here we are, our first Sunday dinner in the house. There's his nephews. There's Deidre, and Darius was in that kitchen. He was cooking with his foot. He was cooking with his hands. He was cooking with his face. He was cooking, everyone. He just whips things up together. He cooked all week. Look at this. He made this on Tuesday. Pot roast, potatoes, carrots, cornbread. That cornbread is worth the carbs. I will not fit into my tuxedo at my wedding if I keep eating cornbread, but it's good. America, so good. So we eat here. He cooks. And, I'm usually eating kale and carrots and protein bars, but I eat like a good, solid, good old meal, an American meal in an American city, built by America, Detroit, Michigan. And it's been delicious. And there's leftovers. Gotta love a leftover. And we got a package from my brother and my sister, Sean and Christina. So little known fact about me, the Jersey Shore in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, there's an arcade called Jenkinson's. Jenkinson's owns the bar and the restaurant and a lot of the arcades. When we were kids growing up, we used to go down there and we would save our points. And me and my brother have saved our points since I'm 10 years old. We have like 3 million points, to the point where you have like a VIP card and they send it in the mail. And we've decided, I told my brother, I'm never cashing in the points. And when I die, I want half the points to go with me and I want half the points to go with him, because it's just me and him. It's been our thing for 30 years. So they thought they were funny. They sent us a card and gifts. And one of the gifts was this Hamilton Beach toaster where they printed out, and I thought they used the points. And I was like, a toaster's 1 million points? But they were joking. Thank God. How dare they spend our points? No, I'm kidding. The Jenkinson Boardwalk 1 million points. So funny. One year, I told Sean that we're going to buy all our Christmas presents at the Jenkinson's Arcade. Everyone's going to get a 20,000 point waffle maker. Everyone. If you get a gift from me, you get a Hamilton Beach, because you know they're all the refurbished. Everyone gets a Hamilton Beach waffle maker or toaster. So we got our own Hamilton Beach million points. So thank you, Sean and Christina. I love you all. And at work this week, I work at the Detroit Lions Academy. So the Detroit Lions were there this week. This is Rory, the mascot of the Lions, and he's an old football player. And I knew his name, Tom Ciccioli. Tom, I don't know. But they were here, and I want to shout out the Lions for the back-to-school events that they gave to the students. They packed the room, the Lions AV room, with bags, book bags, T-shirts. Meyer, which is like Walmart or Target that's out here in the Midwest. I never heard of them before, but they're cute. They donated a ton of stuff. They gave us all. There's the team giving out T-shirts and book bags. And the teachers got teacher appreciation bags, and all the kids got school supplies. So shout out to the Detroit Lions for taking care of the school. Shout out to Meyer for donating all of that stuff. We appreciate it. And they had food trucks outside with ice cream and burritos. And it was a really nice time for everyone. So shout out to everybody over with the Lions. And hopefully they win this weekend. Hi, Catrice. How you doing, friend? Did you miss Darius today? I know you did. I missed him at work today too. So we had a great time. It was a really great event. It's been nice. There's a lot of community here in Detroit. So it was a good week. It was a good weekend. And this weekend, I hopefully will be quiet. We're working on the house. It's a project. So we're working on the house. I know you did. Oh yes. I would say he missed you, but I think he enjoyed the day off. We're grateful that you're here. So it was a good weekend. Next week will be a great week. I'll tell you about another thing we did when we get to our Detroit moment. You know what? Let's do it. Should we do Detroit first? Let's do Detroit first. Let's do our Detroit moment.
You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. What up, though?
So, I've been learning about Detroit, and if you just joined us, make sure you tell us what is your favorite Italian food. Catrice Murphy. So, Shorty. We went to our first ever Broadway in Detroit show at the Detroit Opera House the other night. It was date night. That's where that picture was where I showed you us 3 years ago. And this was us at Moulin Rouge at the Detroit Opera House, which is absolutely stunning. I want to thank Amber and everybody over there at the Detroit Opera House and Broadway in Detroit. Here is what the stage looked like, our great seats. They gave us goodie bags. We had some drinks and some popcorn and some nuts. And we had an interview with Gabby, who is Satine, and Nick Rashad, who was great in the show, who's great in Tina, who's a Broadway star, who was here. They're here at the Opera House until the first week of October. So if you're in Detroit looking for something to do, definitely check out Moulin Rouge. And we love Broadway in Detroit, and we're going to be doing a lot of work with Broadway in Detroit. We're going to talk about Broadway in Detroit with Chazz Palminteri because he's here next week, and we definitely talk about that. And if you caught us on the Broadway World interview this week, it's with Nina West talking about 54 Below, but Nina West is coming to Detroit. So, Detroit is a stop. It's an artistic city. If it's Motown, if it's Bob Seger, if it's Madonna, if it's Eminem, if it's Aretha Franklin, Motown is where a lot of music is made, and it's an artsy city, and there's always something to do here, and we will be doing it up. So our next show that's a part of the Broadway in Detroit season is Some Like It Hot. And next week, not only do I have MC Light, who's an iconic rapper, female MC, first rapper to ever have a gold record. She has a brand new album coming out. So MC Light, legendary, will be on the show. Plus, I'll show you a clip of the cast of Some Like It Hot that's rolling in to Detroit in October. The entire season of Broadway in Detroit, from Moulin Rouge, Some Like It Hot, MJ, Beautiful Noise, Parade, Kimberly Akimbo, and The Wiz will be covered right here on the Roundtable. So I'm so excited about that. There's MC Light. Isn't she gorgeous? And you know her voice because she's an icon, and she does all the award show, like BET Awards and Hip Hop Honors, and that's always MC Light's voice. She has a television show. We'll talk all about that next week. So big old week next week. And also next week, over on Broadway World is my Jersey sister, Laura Benanti. So if you're a Broadway fan, make sure you check out. Well, I'll tell you about that. Let's keep the party rolling, shall we? Here's my shameless plug. Don't get ahead of yourself, Robert Bannon.
'Cause I'm shameless.
So we are going to have a lot of things to talk about in the coming weeks because we have a lot of fun. See, Catrice knows MC Light. She says, I'm the light, come on. You know it. You know how to spell it. You know how to do it. And I taped it with her today, and she is about as sweet and kind and fabulous as you can possibly be. Next Thursday, don't miss MC Light making her debut. Tamala Mann in a couple weeks. Lilius White, Tony winner on a couple weeks. Big shows on the Roundtable. Only big shows on the Roundtable for the coming weeks. So things that I can tell you about. Well, I can tell you that we are, as you know, on Broadway World every Friday. So don't miss Nina West's interview. Was just here. So I wanted to show you a clip because Nina West was fun and cute as a button. So I wanted to show. Here is a little moment of, first I have Moulin Rouge and I have Nina West. So take a peek at the people that I just told you about. I'm a little discombobulated at Moulin Rouge because they were so cute and I loved them so much. I wanted to make sure that we have a moment with them. And then I'm going to show you Nina West. So do you have 2 minutes to show clips of what you can see? If you want to see this on Broadway World, then I hope you take a peek at Moulin Rouge on Broadway World and then Nina West on Broadway World. You can only see it. While we're talking, everybody go to MoulinRougeMusical.com and get your tickets. And you guys are hitting the road and you're going to be everywhere. You're all over North America and playing for a long time. And like I said, I can't wait to see you all out here in Detroit. I'll be there, I think, on the 17th, 16th. I don't know when, but it's date night. The husband is ready. Yeah. He's never been to Moulin Rouge. So we're going to go party it up with you. So cute, right? They're so cute. So that's over. If you want to hear the whole chat about what it's like to put on a show like Moulin Rouge and what it was like for them to get the part and then travel around the country, then make sure you check that out. Hi, David. I see David Falbo is here, our friend who pops in. Good to see you. What's your favorite Italian food is our question of the day because Chazz Palminteri is here. So don't miss that for sure. Nina West was here. Andrew, as he is, was talking about 54 Below, about to come to Detroit with a Diva Christmas, and he's a trip. Take a look at this, only on Broadway World. You are coming to 54 Below. Yeah. You can get tickets to my favorite place. I always say on the show, get the Caesar salad, get a little drink. You have a little moment.
A moment.
I like the guacamole with the little plantain chips.
Guacamole with the plantain chips. I am literally, it's a dream come true to be doing 54 Below. I just had the time of my life. And
a drag queen Christmas hosted by Nina West with an all-star lineup of Queen West is coming on my show again. And we are going to go in November to the Fisher Theater. Yeah. And we will be out and about because I've never seen Nina West.
We open in Detroit, Michigan. Dragfans.com. That's where you get your ticket. Yeah.
You better be there. If you're in New York, you need to go to 54 Below. I'm gonna bring you a basket of burners.
Very Midwest. I love that.
Do you want diet or regular?
Give me the full throttle, full strength diet ginger ale. No.
I like diet ginger ale, Nina West. What's wrong with diet ginger ale? So Nina West, if you're gonna be in New York tomorrow, go see Nina West tomorrow at 54 Below. If you're going to be here in November, go see Nina West, or she's touring the entire country, dragfans.com. So there's all this material is out there. It's not here on Thursday night, but I did 14 interviews this week, so it's got to live somewhere. So you could see it on Broadway World, and you could always go also to the Broadway Podcast Network and listen to what we're doing over there on the Broadway Podcast Network. My friend Christine had watched 14 past episodes this week because we have an episode a day on YouTube, which you should like, comment, and subscribe right now. Click the like button and be notified, and also on the Broadway Podcast Network. Thank you all so very much. Let's keep it going. Are you ready? Let's do my favorite thing.
You get a car! You get a car!
Well, I think that it is going to be my favorite thing that I found this week was I was looking for bookshelves and I was in awe of the Target. I found a fancy Target. So the fancy Target is over in Bloomfield Hills, which is a fancy suburb, and they have an escalator that fits your cart. Now, this is not the greatest picture of it, but it's stories. They're stories high. And it was so fancy. And the parking garage, shout out to people out here in Detroit. I want people to know that the reputation that people get is not the reality. It is beautiful out here. There is nature. I'm sneezing. I love a Target. Target is my favorite thing of the week because these bookshelves cost $1.66 and they're great. They're not put together. They may be in 762 pieces, but I want to shout out the fancy Target over there in the Bloomfield Hills where the fancy people live. And I pass some fancy Italian restaurants. When I pass them, I put their name in my phone because when I'm looking up somewhere fancy to take a Darius on a date and I want to eat a rice ball, I find a fancy Italian restaurant. I'll wear my Italians do it better shirt and off we go. So shout out to Bloomfield Hills. Shout out to the Target. Thank you for making affordable bookshelves and having it was fancy. It was like Riverside Square Mall if you're in Jersey. Fancy. So I appreciate that. Christine says, Robert, you put out lots of content, LOL, but all the roundtable shows are entertaining and a joy to watch. Too much content. Oh, my Lord. But I'm so grateful for it and I have fun. And I don't even do it for you. I do it for me. Well, the bookshelves aren't put together yet, Alyssa. Alyssa wants to see the bookshelves. Don't judge this room because I'm working on it, but they're there. See them? See? Oh, they're there. They're in these boxes. These in boxes are right here. And this is my awards for teaching. And this is my Barry Manilow jewelry box. Don't judge me. I asked Darius if he wanted one as a joke, and it was very, very entertaining. But in case you were wondering if I've always been like this, yes, this is me and my brother. And as you can tell, I've always been insane, and he's secretly insane too. So there you go. I'll show you them next week. Next week, me mowing the lawn and bookshelves. Pinky swear. Oh my Lord. Let's go through your answers of what your favorite Italian food is, and then I will tell you mine. All right, so our answers for the Italian food for sure. Anastasia says bucatini all'amatriciana, which sounds so fancy, and I'm gonna Google it what that means. Bucatini is a type of pasta. Anastasia, you're such a classy lady. You know, you are a jazz singer. You skadooby-doo, da-da-da-dee, and you have fancy meals. That is an answer, everybody. Alyssa says ossobuco. Good answer, Alyssa. I'm scared to eat it usually because, you know, it can be tough. I wonder, what is this oxtail? And is it good? Tutto Mondo Mio in Richfield makes it really good. So that's a good answer. That is a Jersey Italian, Alyssa Germanario answer. Marie says for Tom, it's eggplant rollatini. I like that. I like that answer. I love eggplant rollatini. Tom, and I've had good eggplant with you all over at Luca's where Marie had a party and I had good food there. And Marie, I love your answer. Good old spaghetti and meatballs, but the meatballs have to be beef only. Darius has a rule about spaghetti and meatballs too. He doesn't want sausage and braciole and meat, and he wants one meat. He doesn't want all this extra. So I feel you about that, Marie. I like that. Christine says, I'm Italian on my mom's side, last name Caraccio from Sicily. Oh, from the island there. I love most Italian food, probably eggplant parm, meat, lasagna, homemade bread too. Love it all. I love all those answers. That all sounds good to me. Let's go eat. Catrice says lasagna, bread, and more bread. Yes, carbs. We love some bread up in here. David says chicken parm. I love chicken parm too. Chicken parm is a good answer. Oh, Anastasia says it's veal shank. No, you are fancy, Anastasia. Yes, veal shank. I like veal. I like veal parm. If you get it right, they pound it and they make it flat. And sometimes like Chef Vula's in Atlantic City, it's on the bone and it's nice and thin. Come on, Anastasia. I love it. Oh, Christine says we have a in North Carolina have a Target opening next month. Thank God, Tarjay. Yes. Patricia, my superstar hairspray touring superstar friend, says chicken parm. That's like me. That was my answer until last Sunday when Darius Wheeler gave everyone a run for their money and made a lasagna that fit enough food for 1,765 people. It was like the loaves and the fish. We fed all of Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, all states that are going to vote blue in November. And it was delicious. And he whipped that up like nobody's business, like he was Lydia or Rachel Ray, but sober, or mostly, or Julia Child, or Emerald Lagasse, or Bobby Flay, or Mario Batali before he was canceled, or that's all I got. It was delicious. He did that. Oh, Osobuco is veal shank. Yes, Anastasia. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. Culture, people. What's wrong with you? Come on. See, doesn't it look good, Patricia? He cooks. He cooks, and he did my laundry today, and he takes care of this. Can't let someone like that. That's why you can't let him out of your sight. Don't steal my man. So, Alyssa says a mortadella mozzarella sandwich. Oh, you are a Jersey girl. You mortadella and mozzarella. Mozzarella and mortadella, so good. You would fit in with my family. My Aunt Fran is watching right now. If you were going to her house, she would get you the best mozzarella, and she'd get you fresh. If she knew you wanted mortadella, she would get you 6 pounds of it. She would. She would. See that, Anastasia? Yes. Delicious. Yes, Catrice saw that picture, but there were no leftovers. He couldn't bring you any because we ate that. We ate it. We ate it. So thank you, Madonna, for this shirt because it cracked me up for today. Thank you for contributing to the hot take. If you're watching this because you like Chazz Palminteri, then make sure you watch us next week with MC Light and Some Like It Hot. And Chazz Palminteri from my classroom at my lunch break comes to the roundtable for the third time. Chazz Palminteri, welcome back to the show. Take a peek. When we started this show here on Broadway World and on the Broadway Podcast Network, we had the pleasure of having Chazz Palminteri on. He was bringing a Bronx Tale to New Jersey and New York. And I'm a Jersey boy through and through, and he is through New Jersey, and we love a Bronx Tale. And 1 month ago, I partnered with Broadway in Detroit, and I see at the Fisher Theater that a Bronx Tale is coming. I'm following Chazz Palminteri around this country. I think that is what is happening. He is back. He is a legend, Oscar nominee, a Broadway star, and an actor's actor for sure. Chazz Palminteri, welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I am so excited that you are here the 27th and 28th in New Buffalo, Michigan at the Silver Creek Four Winds Casino, and then at the legendary Fisher Theater right in the middle of Detroit, bringing a Bronx Tale to Michigan.
Yes, I'm real excited to come. Obviously, you see, I'm very proud. I'm a Michigan dad. My daughter went to Michigan. She just graduated. In fact, she's starring in a play in Dexter, in Dexter, Michigan, at the Encore Theater. I can't believe it. That's right. She is.
I love the art. There's a lot of art. As you know, Michigan is one of the greatest schools for musical theater, and there's a lot of artistic communities here. And yes, I've loved seeing shows out here that tour the country. You being outside of the New York area, what's it like to do this show for an audience that maybe doesn't know the story or the backstory as much as when you're in your hometown?
I have to say, Robin, when I did the show the last time in Michigan, very astute audience, really, they just sat there. They were listening, laughing, crying. Very, very smart audience. At the end of it, I spoke to the audience, actually. I do that at the end. They asked some incredible questions, and I just love it there. I love Michigan. I love Ann Arbor. I love those New Buffalo Casino. I love the Fisher Theater. First-class operations. first class, total operations. So that's the whole thing. Really, they run great theaters there. That's what I love.
Absolutely. So agreed. 4windscasino.com for the 27th. And you could go to BroadwayInDetroit.com for the 28th. And if you are out around the country and you're watching us wherever we are, go to ChazzPalminteri.net so you can see, because you have tour dates till the end of the year already up and out.
Yes, to the end of the year and all of 2025. So yeah, I'm on this tour, the national tour. Every time I say, all right, well, this is going to be, I'm on a TV series, Godfather of Harlem. And so I go, you know what? All right, I did the show, but people, they just keep calling up. The audience wants to hear it. They want to see it. And look, this is the show that started it all. That was really, it made me a star and made my whole career. Robert De Niro saw it. The whole story. To brief it up a little bit, I wrote it. I was a struggling actor 35 years ago. I did it, and it exploded with reviews. I won all these awards. They offered me $250,000, $500,000, $1 million. I kept saying no. I had $200 in the bank, and then Robert De Niro saw it. I said, "Oh my God, this is a movie. We have to do this." And I say this humbly. I am the only guy who wrote a script and performed all the parts himself on stage in the play, the movie, the musical. And now I just directed the one-man show, the actual play, which will be coming out soon. So I'm really excited about all of it.
Chat, we showed some pictures, as you saw, of the show. We saw some pictures of the movie. It's iconic. You say a Bronx Tale, it's decades ago that movie came out, and
Right.
It still resonates as much, especially with race, especially with people coming from different parts. Mr. Palminteri, I saw it in New Jersey. I took my father. You invited me and my father. Here we are with you backstage.
Yes.
And you invited us to come. And I said to myself, I saw the Broadway show. I saw the movie. It's going to be a nice time for me and my father, but I know the story. When you came on that stage, when it ended, I used bad language, said, "Holy something." That is the most incredible acting performance I have ever seen. I am exhausted for you. It is a tour de force.
Well, I appreciate that. It's 18 characters. When I first wrote it and decided I wanted to do this, people said, "You can't do that. That's never been done." And I said, "Well, yeah, but I'm going to do it." I had this idea that every time I clap my hand, it would be a film cut two. I said, because I have it in my head. And when I did it, I'm telling you, Robert, it was just, I just went from this unknown theater actor to like, bam! I started, after that, it was Usual Suspects, Analyze This, it was Bullets Over Broadway, the Academy Award. That thing just catapulted me. And I always have to thank Robert De Niro for that wonderful break he gave me.
You play, like you said, 18, and everyone, he's on stage with a chair, and he makes you feel like you are in every setting, every character, your bodyism, your mannerism, as you play Sonny, as you play the father, as you play every 18 characters. It's got to be very emotional, because I know it's tied, your relationship with your father, the saying that your father gave to you,
yes.
Going back and doing this night after night must be quite a workout.
It seems like, physically, I don't realize it when I'm doing it, because to be honest with you, as every artist says, it's coming from someplace else. It's coming from like this light up in heaven. And actually, when I get off stage, I am like super high. I'm flying, and it takes me about a good hour or two to come down. But I feel like I visit back to my old neighborhood, and I visit with my father and my mom. And I just embody the people. Even the 9-year-old boy, they go, "How do you play a 9-year-old boy?" And I go, "I don't know. You have to see it. I can't explain it. It's there." When I'm on the stoop, watching Sonny, watching obviously The Killing, I am there because I was there. I did see that. And I just relive it again. I'm a member of the Actors Studio, and we do this thing, we relive things. And if you could capture that, it's just more real. And when I see The Killing, I'm seeing The Killing. When I'm telling you the story, I'm telling you the story. People laugh, they cry, they get scared. I always say, Hitchcock used to say, there's only three things you could do to an audience. And if you do 2 out of 3, you're doing great. He says you can make them laugh, you can make them cry, or you could scare them. That's it. And in Bronx Tale, I do all 3.
You sure do.
Yeah.
I don't care how many times people hear Michigan, America, or the world, wherever Mr. Palminteri is going to be. I don't care how many times you've seen the movie. You have not seen it until you've seen him do it and embody it. You have an incredible crew because the sound,
Yes.
the lighting,
Yes.
you create the mood with just your body, your voice, and just sound effects and the lighting of the stage.
Well, I have these great people that work with me, the people that were on Broadway with me. I bring them with me because, Carlos Garcia, he's just an amazing guy, and he just knows, and he's on Broadway now doing the big show, Harry Potter. But when I do my show, he takes off that night and he comes with me.
It's when I was researching your career, since this show ran in LA and then became the movie, there's over 200, and they probably are missing some movies and television credits listed on IMDb. You mentioned some, and I was adding more, like the voiceover work that you do. Somewhere around the country, you're always on television. If it's Rizzoli and Isles, if it's Modern Family, if it's Godfather of Harlem, like you said. When you get the chance to come back and do all of these things, what's the draw? Why does a Bronx Tale always pull you? You can be on set doing a movie and a television show, but you find time to travel around this country to go back and do this story.
Yeah, it's the reaction that people get. They go, "Oh my God, I see the movie. You did the movie," and I go, "Yeah, but when I did it, there was no movie." So it's just one of those things that people just. I'm telling you, Robert, I get letters on my. I have a podcast, Chazz Palminteri Show, and people just constantly say, me and my father, we went to see it. Me and my father, I get fathers saying, I took my children and they learned this lesson about not wasting their talent and about good and evil and about all these things. And they study Bronx Tale in theater companies. There's a book called The Morality of Children by by Robert Coles, one of the great writers. And he devoted a chapter to Bronx Tale. Now, I didn't know all this when I wrote it. I just wrote this thing about a young boy coming of age and coming of life. But they study it in colleges, and I'm very excited by that. And I want to keep doing it. I want to always do it until I can't do it anymore.
And we need it. And we are dying for it. I mean, the audiences, everyone. He's doing thousands and thousands of seats in Atlantic City and California. I mean, people are clamoring.
Yeah, I sell out every time. I mean, it's about, you got to realize it takes the people, because I am Cologio. I'm Cologio, and that's what makes it even more powerful. People go, wait a minute, you're the little boy? I go, yes, that little boy that I'm doing is me. Yeah. So it's so personal to me and so personal to my mom and dad and my family and my 2 sisters, who they weren't in the movie or the musical, they're still mad at me, but they're okay. But all kidding. But, my 2 sisters were very successful because my father put that wasted talent in their room. I was the last one to become successful, but my mom and dad were great people. My father was a bus driver, and just like in the movie, that's just what happened, man.
And the card that you can purchase or that you give out to people, that you remind people of, can you tell us what your father and how it's lived on and become a mantra for you?
Yeah, well, my father used to say, it really comes from, and I don't tell this story too quick, but I'll be quick about it.
Please don't.
Yeah, all right. Well, my father, he was a bus driver, but he also trained boxers. He was a professional fight trainer. And obviously he trained me, but I never fought professionally. But I loved boxing. I loved that. And there was this fighter named Billy Bello, a great fighter. He was 18 years old and he could have been world champion. And my father one day found him on our roof in the tenement. And Billy they found him with a needle stuck in his arm. and he died of an overdose. And 2 weeks before that, he fought Gaspar Ortega for the welterweight champion of the world. At 18 years old, it's like he was like, the talent was off the charts with him. And when he died, my father was so distraught. And he said to me, son, look what happened to Billy. He goes, please never waste your talent. I was a young boy. And he said, the saddest thing in life, my son, is wasted talent. And he wrote it on a card. He put it in my room, put it in my sister's rooms. And I used to look at it and look at it. And then finally, when I was at the lowest point in my life, when I was in LA and I couldn't get a break, I said, I'm not going to waste my life. I'm going to write something. And I didn't know what to write. And I got these, I still have them here, these yellow paper. That's how I start my scripts. I just started making ideas on that. And then I start writing it. And I thought about this killing that I saw and my relationship with these wise guys and how my father was always like, they're not the tough guy. You know, I'm the tough guy. And it just came and I started writing and that was it. You know,
when you were talking about this, like I said, I'm from the East Coast. I'm a Jersey boy, and I moved here to Detroit. I teach here at the Detroit Lions Academy, and the city, it's a tough city. Like growing up in the Bronx is tough. And the people here, my students, need to hear these kinds of conversations because you had a choice. Kalojo has a choice in the movie to make. He has his father. He has somebody he looks up to who is connected to crime, and he has this battle of morality. And these are the things we're talking about in our classroom today that relate back to this movie. It is a question for the ages. It's not for any time. We all need
Yes, you're absolutely right, Robert. And that's why it's been 30 years and it's still as popular as ever. Because sometimes, you know, evil is not so easily recognized. You know, you see a man with money and fame and women, and has houses, and you go, well, what's so bad about that? You know, but if that man has an evil heart, if that man doesn't really follow the right thing to do. You see, life is strange. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how famous you are. If you don't follow the laws of life, you will get screwed in the end. Look what's happening now in the newspapers. I didn't want to mention names, but there's a few people who were famous and rich. And think about it. All he had to do was be with a woman, his children, and just be you don't have to be a priest. You don't have to be a God-fearing person. Just be a good person and you can have a great life. But what happens is the bigger you get, the bigger the X-Force comes to attack you. And you have to be strong enough to say, hey, no, I'm not screwing up my life. You see, the devil is strange. The devil doesn't attack people who are losers. You'll never see a devil attack a junkie or somebody who's in jail. You know, he'll walk by him and go, you know, I don't have to bother him. He's doing it all himself. But when he finds somebody who's really doing good and really succeeding, that's when he goes, okay, let me see what I can do here. That's the joke in life. Yes. That's the joke in life, but people don't get it.
100%.
You know,
100. Oh, that is such an important, powerful message to everybody out there. That's why everybody out there needs to see this show. If you're in Michigan, you need to see it at the Four Winds Casino on the 27th. You need to come to the Fisher and see it on the 28th. And if you're in New York, I just have to give this plug because Michigan needs a little help sometimes with an Italian restaurant.
Oh, that's right. My two great restaurants in New York, Chazz Palminteri's 30 West 46th Street and Chazz Palminteri's in White Plains, two of the top restaurants, Italian restaurants in New York.
Ever. You want seafood risotto? You have the best fried gallimadas, we would say calamari.
You got
to.
Right. And if you get a chance and you're in Dexter, the Encore Theater, my daughter, who is brilliant, who graduated Michigan Theater, she's starring in a play there and at the Encore Theater. All right?
We're gonna look it up and get tickets. I want to say my partner and I, we're gonna be there. We're gonna see your show. We are fans, and we're an interracial Detroit, Jersey relationship that matters. That's why we love the story, because it talks about things that families and trying to find your way in the world. You're so ahead of your time. It's universal, and it's when you're on this show, it is an honor of my time here to spend time
Thank
with
you.
you.
Well, please come backstage and say hi again.
Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Big hugs to you, to your family. Thank you for spending time with us, Mr. Palminteri, always.
Thank you. God bless, Robert. Thank you.
There you have it, Chazz Palminteri. So we'll be there. And why I say that is because the story, if you know, well, I'm sure you've all seen a Bronx Tale. He falls in love with a woman of color. His family's reaction to that, ahead of its time, people. The legendary Oscar nominee Chazz Palminteri on tour. So go see it. Emmanuel Spataro, I see you. Oof, madon. As you, look, I'm scared of you because you got John Gotti as your YouTube photo, and Uf Madon means you are as Italian as they come, because I know what that means. Like, damn. Uf Madon. Buonasera, Chazz. Manja. And or minja. But I would say manja. But however you say it. Hi, Emmanuel. Thanks for stopping in and seeing the show. We appreciate you. I wore my Italians Do It Better shirt just for people like you. Where do you live? Tell us. Because you're here. I'm happy you loved it. Yes, Catrice. It makes you want to watch The Bronx Tale for sure. I know that. Thanks to Chazz. Christine, Chazz is a master of his craft, exceptional artist. Thanks for powerful, inspirational, entertaining conversation. My mom gave a wowee. Woohoo! She's a tough interview. My mom's a tough one. Emmanuel, thank you. I'm so happy you're here. I'm sure you've seen A Bronx Tale 162 times, because are you in New York? Are you an East Coaster? Because you don't have Padron Gotti as your YouTube page and not be. I'm so excited that Chazz was here. It was our third time talking to him. It was also the day we recorded that was Nick Cordero's birthday. As you know, Nick Cordero starred in the Broadway show. He very famously was one of the first people I heard of who died of COVID. And thank you, Marie. I appreciate that. Isn't he the best? Chazz is a class act. And when we got off the recording, he said he was thinking about his friend Nick and Nick's wife and all of that, who went through that time. Insane that, in 2020, all of that happened. It feels like a lifetime ago for sure. He says, it's not Tony Bennett. Wink. That's funny. I know who that is, Emmanuel. It's for sure. Thanks, Patricia. I appreciate you. I want Italian food after this show too, Alyssa, but we had Chinese food, and that counts. That's good enough for me. If it's got rice or pasta, it's a carb, and I'm ready for it. Next week, like we said, we switch it up here. I was explaining it to a teacher today in a workshop. They said to me, so what do you do for fun? And I said, I have this. And I don't talk about this at work because I try to be as humble as I can about all this fun stuff because we all work together. See, Alyssa had sushi. It was an Asian inspired evening for food. So, and I said, I got to do this interview because I was in the workshop and Laura Benanti had an interview. So in our 10-minute break, I had to run to the hallway and interview Laura Benanti in between PD. Like the background is literally the hallway with desks at this high school. And I came back in 2 minutes late and I was talking about it. And it amazes me that I get to have conversations with people like Chazz Palminteri, and it amazes me that I get to have conversations and see artists and have this place. And it's thanks to the people like you who make it happen. And she said, well, who are your guests? Is it Broadway? Is it movie stars? Is it singers? It's everyone. Next week's MC Light. 2 weeks from now is Tamala Mann talking gospel. Then we have Broadway. We have Chazz Palminteri, and we have all sorts of people with interviews every day and every Friday on Broadway World. So like, comment, and subscribe. Join us here on the Roundtable. I had the nicest message from an actor from the other day who was in The Blind Side, who was in The Longest Yard, who was in Brown Sugar on OWN, who said to me, where can I watch your TV show? It's not a TV show. It's a clubhouse. It's here on YouTube. It's us. It's me. It's you. So send it to a friend. And if you want to do something to support this show, just tell a friend about it, and hopefully they can join the party. We get bigger and bigger every week. Our podcast numbers are up 112% this month. And with Broadway World, we are the #1 video channel on Broadway World worldwide. Our numbers are over 100. Like, you may see a couple people watching here, but by next week, this video and Broadway World and all of the platforms that we're on get numbers of almost 50,000 people a week. So thank you for being here. I wish I got $1 for every person who watched, but it's more like 0.0001 pennies. And sometimes, we make $200 a year doing this show. So I do it out of love. So you're watching it is the currency for me. Emmanuel, I appreciate you. I have that avatar because I'm interested in organized crime documentaries and books, as is everyone. The Mob is fascinating. It's some of the best acting and storytelling of all time. So I'm just teasing you. I appreciate you, my friend, my paisan, Senor Spataro. Don't let Robert Bannon fool you. I got that. I'm Italian. And Patricia, thank you so much for being here. I love that you were here because that's a superstar right there. And everybody, thank you for the love, all the comments you guys send me every single week, all the support you send me every single week. I can't do the show without the love and support of each and every single one of you. It means a lot to me. Next week, join me on Thursday. Even if you don't know MC Light and her body of work, you will by the time the story's over. Plus, you'll hear all my crazy nonsense and see what we're up to this weekend. Hey, you may even get a picture of me cutting grass. Hey, you may even get a picture of Sunday dinner. Hey, you may get a picture of my bookshelves made by Target. You just never know. So join us. We got a lot more to talk about every single day right here on the Roundtable. Monetization, baby. We are monetized. We're trying. We're trying to get there, Anastasia. We're getting there. We're going to make some money. I'm going to retire off this damn show. Christine, thank you so much. Yeah, we got, thanks to Nicole over at Broadway World and everybody who supports this show. It's grown from my basement to being on different platforms, and it means a lot to me that you join me every single week. Can't do it without you. I love you all, and most importantly, I love you for supporting and loving my personal life. This journey has meant a lot to me. I know I'm very open about it. I know that sometimes too open about it, but you're family to me. So if you're here with me on the Roundtable, that means that you support me, and I want to send that love and support right back to you. You can be doing anything in the entire world at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights, and you choose to spend an hour with me, and that never is taken for granted. I'm very incredibly grateful for your time and your love and your friendship. I send that all right back to you. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next Thursday. There is always more love than there is hate. There is more light than there is darkness. And there's more joy than there is sadness. We just have to look for it. It's all about perspective. You know what I'm saying? So be that light to somebody today. Go tell somebody you love them. The best is absolutely yet to come. And I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Till next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. This button. You love a messy show. And I give it to you every week. So come back next time. I love you, Alyssa, and I love you, Mom. I had to just say that. Now I'm going to go. Love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, everybody.